When I was 22, I got a job in New York City, but living in New Jersey made the commute impossible. Moving was the only option, but I barely had any money. That's why, when I found an unbelievably cheap room for rent in Hell's Kitchen on Craigslist, I jumped at the opportunity. The next day, I went to see the apartment. The landlord, a quiet, awkward man, showed me around. The place seemed fine, but there was one catch. I would have a roommate named Bren. The landlord assured me Bren was quiet and kept to himself. He knocked on Bren's door, asking if he wanted to say hello. No response. "He's probably napping," the landlord said with a shrug. Something about the whole situation felt off, but I ignored the feeling. The next day, the landlord called to offer me the room. A week later, my dad helped me move in. We carried furniture, unpacked boxes, made plenty of noise, but not once did Bren come out of his room. We knew he was home. We could hear him moving. That should have been my second red flag. After my dad left, I settled in, watching Netflix on my laptop. That's when I heard a door open and close. I figured Bren had finally come out. I got up to introduce myself, but before I could reach my door, the front door to the apartment slammed shut. I stepped into the living room, but no one was there. It made no sense. I went back to my room, ate some ramen, and tried to shake the unease creeping over me. That night, I woke up to the sound of the apartment door closing again. Then, slow, creaking footsteps on the wooden floor. They stopped right outside my door. I sat up, heart pounding, and saw shadows beneath the crack. Someone was standing there, watching, waiting. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. After what felt like an eternity, the footsteps retreated and I heard a door shut. Sleep didn't come easily that night. The next day, I tried to convince myself that Bren was just odd. I spent most of the day out shopping. When I got back, his door was slightly open, the light on. This was my moment to finally meet him. I knocked twice and pushed the door open. The room was empty. No bed, no furniture, no clothes, just a single chair sitting in the corner. A deep, sick feeling settled in my stomach. Bren had never lived here, but someone had. I shut the door and locked myself in my room, headache pounding. I needed answers. I called the landlord. The phone rang twice. Then, from inside my closet, I heard a ringing sound. He was in my closet. He had declined the call. My body went cold. I ran to the bathroom, locked the door, and called 911. The police arrived and searched the apartment. They found him hiding under my bed. He was never a landlord. There was no lease. He didn't even own the apartment. I moved out the next day. Looking back, the red flags were there all along, but I ignored them because I wanted to believe I had found a good deal. I learned the hard way that when something seems too good to be true, it usually is.